Working in sales can be a roller coaster ride with many highs and many lows. If you do not have or maintain a good headspace, this can not only negatively impact how you feel, but it can also impact your sales results by dragging down your level of motivation and the amount of sales activity that you put in every day. And in this video, I'm going to provide you with 7 practical and easy to implement changes that you can make that will improve your headspace and your mindset when you're working as a salesperson. And the first tip is to shift how you see things by viewing selling more as a skill. And this is helpful because when you're working as a salesperson and you happen to lose deals that you're working on or face rejection, objections, and resistance day in and day out, it can be understandable to start to feel some self-doubt and wonder if you have what it takes to be a successful salesperson. If you ever feel that way, keep in mind that selling is a skill that you can work on and develop and get better at. You have the ability to learn new tactics and tips for what to do and not do and improve how you handle all of the common sales situations that repeat again and again. Now, the first step is to realize that selling is a skill and something you have control over in terms of improving and working on. The second step is to set time aside each week to work on your sales skills. And the second tip to improve your headspace is to take steps to become more prepared. When working as a salesperson, there can be a lot going on in your head. You might feel a fear of rejection when it's time to pick up the phone. This fear could create call reluctance, which can not only cause you stress, but this anxiety can actually decrease the number of calls you end up making, which will have a direct relationship with your level of sales performance. You might also wonder if you'll know what to do and say when or if the prospect answers your call. This stress might impact your level of confidence, but you can decrease all of this by simply becoming more prepared. When you know what to say and do, that can help you to have more confidence. And by having more confidence, you will have less reluctance and anxiety. And here's a trick. We talk a lot about sales scripts in our videos, but you don't even have to go that far. If you simply create a list of questions to ask, you can take a huge step forward with being prepared because you can use your questions as a guide for what to say and talk about when calling and meeting with prospects. If you like that idea, but you don't know what questions to ask, we have a sales message brainstorming process that will create an optimum list of questions to ask for the product or service you sell, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. This process will actually create building blocks, and you can use those building blocks to create a cold call script, an appointment script, and you can use them for objection responses. And having all of those tools will help you to be much more prepared, which will provide more clarity for what to say and do, and that can help to improve your confidence. And the third way for how to create a good headspace is to shift your mindset and view yourself more as a helper. This can be good to stop and think about because it can be easy to feel like you are more of a taker when you are trying to sell your product. When you reach out to prospects, you are trying to take their time and attention so that you can ultimately take their order and their money. But the thing is that the product you sell offers value and helps the prospects you're trying to sell to in some way or another. This makes you more of a helper than a taker. And when you keep this in mind, you will realize that when you're reaching out to prospects, you are not trying to push something on them or try to talk them into something. You are reaching out to see if they are in the group of prospects that need the help that you have to offer. And one of the best ways to view yourself as a helper is to use sales affirmations. Sales affirmations are basically positive, affirming statements about yourself, your product or service, or the company you work for. And the reason why this can be a helpful tool with your mindset is that with all of the rejection and fierce competition that we face day in and day out when working as a salesperson, it can be easy to forget all the good things about what we're selling. And what we can do is we can look at and refer to these sales affirmations maybe when you start your day or before it's time to pick up the phone and spend some time cold calling. And you can use these to shift you to a more positive mindset and headspace. And the building blocks that we help you to create can actually also be used for creating your sales affirmations. Your value points are great sales affirmations because your value points are how you help. And you can use this as a sales affirmation to remind yourself that you have help to offer. You can also use the pain points because the pain points outline the problems you help to solve. And there are prospects out there that have these problems. When you lose deals to the competition, you can start to feel insecure about the product or service that you sell. But when you have clarity around how your product is different and better than the competition, staying aware of these details can make you feel more confident about the product or service that you sell. You can also use examples of how you've helped other customers to remind yourself that there are people and prospects out there that need your help. And the fifth tip to improve your headspace is to compartmentalize. The daily life of a salesperson can be chaotic with many different types of tasks you need to complete. You might need to perform cold outreach to generate new leads. You might need to spend time working on existing deals and proposals. You might need to meet with prospects to deliver presentations and to show demos. You also might need to do a lot of different administrative work, like filling out expense reports or putting data in the CRM. And if you're not organized, it can be easy for all of these different tasks to get mixed together and to bounce between them without any real logic. And that approach can increase the odds of feeling overwhelmed with there being too much to do and feeling like you're not really accomplishing anything or that you can't get to all the different things that you need to do. And what you can do to help with all of that is to compartmentalize your time and the tasks you need to work on to create blocks of time for the different types of tasks. And when you implement this approach, what you will do is you'll only focus on one type of task at a particular time. For example, you might create blocks of time for cold calling or phone prospecting or cold outreach. You might create blocks of time to work on all the administrative stuff that management is making you do. You might create blocks of time to work on yourself and develop your sales skill. And the sixth tip to improve your headspace is to create targets for yourself. And they can center around what you need to do and work on that will lead to you closing deals and making sales. And when you create targets like this, you will have much more clarity for what you need to do and work on every day. And the seventh tip is to track the progress that you're making. You can track how many calls you make, how many appointments you schedule, how many demos you deliver. Not only will this data help you to make sure you are doing what you need to do in order to increase your odds of success, but this data can also help you to have more of a feeling of accomplishment. You can see what you're doing. Even knowing you haven't generated a lead or closed a deal today, you can see that you've been tremendously productive today and have been working very hard. And this feeling of accomplishment can help you to feel good about the job you're doing. So hopefully those tips help you to improve your mindset and create a better headspace when working in sales. As you can see, a lot of those tips are easier to implement if you create the building blocks that we show you how to do. And if you're looking at this process and thinking either, I don't know if I can create all that for the product or service that I sell, or if you just feel like I don't have the time and energy to go through that process, The really cool thing is our software of Sales Scripter actually aligns with that process. We have this area here called the Sales Message Builder, and the Sales Message Builder takes you through that step-by-step process to identify the optimum things to say and ask for the product or service that you sell. But the really cool thing is that we've integrated our software of Sales Scripter with AI, and you can use AI to actually create all of your building blocks in a matter of seconds. All you have to do is enter the product or service you sell and then put the target audience that you're trying to sell to. And then if you click start, the software of Sales Scripter is actually going to be communicating with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to be doing all of the sales copywriting for this product or service, targeting the particular audience that we specified to create all of the different features, differentiation, benefits, pain points, pain questions, current state questions. Each of these sets of bullet points are your building blocks, and then the software then mixes and matches your building blocks to create a whole library of sales scripts and email templates, voicemail messages, objection responses, and more. And these scripts can greatly improve your mindset by making it crystal clear what you should say and ask. And that is pretty much it. If you have any questions or you want more information, the best place to go is salesscripter.com. Thanks for being here. Hope this was helpful, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.